alaikum and hi. Today we will present our coursework 1 Procurement in Engineering Contract case study on proposed improvement of internal roads and drainage of Long Bedian Miri division. Our group consists of Awang Nur Hazik Hanis, Azrizal bin Alwi, Ernie Anak Sikau, Nur Ilya Hidayati, and me myself Nur Syahira binti Maisa.
Hello, my name is Azrizal bin Alwi. I will explain on introduction of our assignment. Procurement is a critical component of the construction sector since it includes the procurement of products and services required for achieving project objective. This process includes various activities including contractual agreements, the parties' duties, as well as methods for selecting contractors, consultants, and suppliers. Understanding procurement methods in the construction industry is crucial for those working in construction because it helps them define each stakeholder's roles and duties in a assigned project.
Hello everyone, my name is Ernia Nasika and I'm going to present the type of procurement. There are six common procurement that use in Malaysia, especially in construction industry. Firstly is traditional procurement, which is design with build. Usually this DBB common method that where design and construction are separated. Usually, DBB is where the client hires an architect or designer to complete the design, and once the design is complete, contractors bid on the project. The advantages of DBB is clear roles and responsibilities and competitive pricing. But DBB also have the disadvantages, which is longer project timelines because to the sequential process. Secondly is e-procurement. E-procurement or non-HES electronic procurement is the process of purchasing goods and services that using digital platforms and tools. In the context of the Malaysian construction industry, e-procurement is very high demand being adopted to streamline procurement processes, enhance transparency, and improve efficiency. The advantages of e-procurement is increased efficiency, cost savings, improved transparency, better decision making, and sustainability. Third is construction management. It's similar to management contracting, but the client hires a construction manager to act as an advisor. The usually CM is where the client hires a construction manager that advises the client and oversees the trained contractors. CM usually is very flexibility and client can control the project, but it's very high involvement required from the client potential potential for disputes. Moreover, is procurement 4.0. Procurement 4.0 referred to the digital transformation of procurement processes by integrating the advanced technologies such as IoT, big data, analytics, AI, blockchain, and cloud computing. It represents a shift from the traditional manual procurement method to more automated, data-driven, and interconnected approach. Procurement 4.0 is aims to enhance the efficiency, transparency, and collaboration across the supply chains, aligning with the broader Industry 4.0 timelines. The advantages of Procurement 4.0 4.0 is enhanced efficiency and automations, data-driven data decision making, transferability, cost saving, and risk management. Also, disadvantages of using procurement 4.0 is high implementation costs, complexity challenges, privacy concerns, and change management. Next, design and build and public-private partnership (PPP) is one of types of procurement that common use and well known in Malaysians, especially in construction industry. Design and build is none where one entity or the design builder is responsible for both design and construction. Design and build is where the client provides the project brief and the design builder prepares the design and undertakes the construction. Design and build usually more for faster project delivery and single point of responsibility. But uh, when used design and build, less client control over design details and potential for higher costs. Lastly is public-private partnerships. It's known as a long-term contract between a public sector client and a private sector provider. The, the PPP is usually the private sector finances, builds and operates the project. The public sector client repays the private sector over the time. PPP is very access to private sector capital and risk transfer, but this procurement is complex contracts and long-term financial commitment.
Next, I will be talking about the tendering procedure. Firstly, the Malaysian traditional tendering methods. It is acknowledged for a paper-based procedures. However, this procedure is time-consuming and susceptible to mistakes. Also, physical submission of tender documents can also cause delays and higher costs. Despite the long-standing use of these traditional tendering methods, this method is viewed as inefficient in modern construction environment. This brings a transition to a new type of system, which is called e-tendering. Transition to e-tendering in Malaysia allows for improving efficiency and reduce errors. It is also driven by the need of increased cost effectiveness and also enables electronic tender submission and evaluation. Finally, it promotes transparency and streamlines procurement processes. Talking about the efficiency of e-tendering, we can also outline several benefits of e-tendering. For example, firstly, it increases efficiency and speed. Secondly, it enables cost savings. Thirdly, it also fosters transparency and accountability. And last but not least, it enhances competition among stakeholders. However, the traditional and the tendering system also have their challenges, which is a Malaysian construction industry, while adopting electronic tendering can cause resistance and concern about data security and upfront costs, despite the various advantages. The impact of COVID also play roles in accelerating the adoption of e-tendering in Malaysia due to physical restriction. In order to improve the future direction for e-tenderings, we must ensure training and education are given to all of the players in the industry. We must also enhance security measures in order to gain the trust of users. And thirdly, we must have established supportive policies and incentive from the government.
Next, I will present the types of contract that common use in Malaysia construction industry. when is the contract can be categorized based on several criteria such as scope of work, payment method, and risk allocations. Firstly is lump sum contract is defined as a fixed price is agreed open for the entire project. This lump sum contract usually suitable use for project with well-defined scopes and design. Lump sum contract is very predictable cost for the owner, but is very potential for dispute if the scope changes or if there are unforeseen issues. For design and work contract is the contract is a project delivery system where the single identity is known as the design work contractor is responsible for both design and construction of a project. This method is consolidate the design and construction phases, providing an unfun flow of work from the initial concept through completion. This contract is used for where the design and construction phase need to overlap to meet the tight schedules. And it ideal for projects that require more timelines and used when the owner prefer a single point of responsibility for both design and construction. Next is public-private partnership contract, which means a long-term contract between the public sector entity and a private party for the provision of public infrastructure or services. This contract is usually used for large-scale infrastructure projects. Its the advantages of PPP is access to private sector capital and expenses. But the disadvantages is complex contractual arrangement and potential for high long-term costs. Cost improvement contract and measurement contract is one type of two type of contract that common use in Malaysia in construction industry. Measurement contract means that the payment is based on the actual quantity of work done and is measured on site. This contract is used for project where the scope is not well defined, and the advantages of this measurement is flexibility in terms of changes in project scope, but the uncertainty in final project cost. Cost reimbursement contract means the, the contractor is reimbursed for actual cost plus a fee or profit. This contract is used for complex projects with many uncertainties. The benefit using the contract is flexibility and transparency in cost management, but the disadvantages this contract is potential for cost overrun and less incentive for cost control.
Next, the pricing strategies in the construction industry. Firstly is cost-based pricing, where it is widely used strategy where the price is added with a markup to the total cost of the project. Next is competitive pricing, where it involves in setting prices based on the competitor's strategy. Thirdly is value-based pricing, where the value of the project is perceived to the customer rather than the cost of the project. And last but not least is the dynamic pricing strategy, where it involves adjusting prices based on the market conditions, demand, and project timelines. There are also factors in influencing pricing strategies. Firstly is the economic conditions. Economic stability and growth influence construction demand and pricing flexibility. Secondly is the technological advancement, where the integration of Industry 4.0 technologies such as automation and IoT will impact pricing strategies. Third is regulatory environment, where government policies and regulation significantly impact construction costs and pricing decisions. Last but not least is the market competition, where the level of competition in the market dictates the pricing strategies. There are also recommendations to implement efficient pricing strategies in Malaysia. There are three, which are the firstly is invest in technology. Second is enhance market research, and third is government support.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Miri binti Saiful Bahri and I'll be presenting on the case study on proposed improvement of internal roads and drainages of Long Bedian Miri division. As you can see here, this is the details of the project. Next is type of procurement. In this case study, the type of procurement used is lump sum. A lump sum procurement is a type of contracting arrangement where the contractor agrees to complete all the work for a fixed total price. In other words, the contractor provides a single lump sum price to cover all aspects of the project, including materials, labor, overhead, and profit. Moving on to the selection of contractors, Semling Resources Sendirian Berhad has been selected as the contractor for this project. The method of tendering that has been applied for calling tenders is open tendering. Tender advertisement was shown on the newspaper where it includes all the project details such as the title of the project, condition of the tenderer, location and date of the tenderer sold, tender document cost, location and date of site visit, location and tendering date clause. To the tendering procedure involved in the project, first is the preparation phase where they will prepare the tender document. Next is tender announcement where they advertise the tender. Third is tender submission. Fourth is the evaluation phase, and the last one is award of the tenderer.
So, in this project, the type of standard form of contract used is the JKR form of contract 75. This type of contract was chosen mainly because of the contractors and other parties' familiarity. Also, it includes standardized terms and conditions that are able to minimize any misunderstanding and issues that arise. The client of the project is the government of Sarawak and Malaysia, which is Rikoda. This type of contract are preferred because the contract gets official approval by the government, making it secure to follow the regulation, guidelines, and standards. In this project, the price strategy adopted is lump sum. It is fixed price contract which provides by the contractor. Under this contract, the contractor unable to set a price until the owner completes the project design, specification, schedules, and plans. After that, the contractor gives a quote after estimating the cost of labor, supplies, overhead, and profit margin. Comparing lump sum contract to other contract type, there is a less paperwork and administrative work involved. So, the contractors can save money and time by managing and organizing project documents in this way.
So next I will explain on data analysis. First is increased focus on supply chain stability. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a substantial influence on procurement procedure, resulting in more focus on resilient supply chains compared to before the pandemic. Organizations are increasingly placing greater focus on supply evaluation and risk assessment to assure that their partners' financial stability and reliability. There is also concentrated attempt to expand the supplier base and establish alternate sourcing options to reduce the risk of future interruptions. Inventory management methods have evolved into more strategic approaches with more investment in reserve to ensure supply continuity. Second is enhanced adoption of digital technology. The pandemic has encouraged the use of digital procurement strategies, allowing firms to be more flexible and responsive in today's uncertain environment. E-procurement solutions are being utilized to expedite procedures, increase visibility, and enable remote cooperation. Data analytic technologies are also used to assist procurement methods by providing insight into spend, supplier performance, and market trends. This enhanced digital transformation enables firms to respond quickly to continuing supply chain disruption and market instability. And lastly is greater need for flexibility and strategic plan. Compared to the pre-pandemic period, procurement now needs greater flexibility and strategic planning. With constant problems with supply chains and unstable markets, firms must be ready to quickly modify their procurement strategy. There is a greater focus on scenario planning and building contingencies plans to guarantee that projects remain on schedule despite probable difficulties. Collaboration with suppliers is also important as firms work closely with their partner to manage difficulties and find solutions together. So, to conclude, the project successfully met its goal to establish a sustainable and effective procurement method for the organization. The deployment of the new e-procurement platform has simplified procedures, increased visibility, and assist remote cooperation. A greater focus on supplier approval, risk assessment, and differences has improved supply chain stability and reduced interruption risk. The use of data analytic technologies has offered useful insight to help influence procurement methods and minimize costs. And last but not least is recommendation. Further investment be made in digital technologies to maintain and provide the e-procurement platform and data analytic tools. Supplier connection will be reviewed and updated on a regular basis through periodic reviewing and risk assessment to guarantee their reliability. Fostering a culture of flexibility and strategic planning will require procurement teams to embrace flexibility and explore numerous possibilities when making choice. Expanding engagement with suppliers to strengthen necessary partner connections will improve supply chain visibility, responsiveness, and innovation. Finally, recording and sharing the project accomplishment and lesson gained can help educate future procurement initiatives and promote ongoing development. Thank you.
That's all from us. Thank you. Bye bye.